Hello and welcome. Welcome to my channel. It's always so awkward, I feel like, the first minute or so in any video doing the intro, because I don't feel like I sound like myself. So that's something I'm definitely going to be working on, but welcome. This is the DV Spiritual Vigilante. And if you're not on that channel, then you'll be on my other channel. And I'm not going to share the name of that right now because I have a lot of prying eyes that, just like to cast evil eye type of energy to my page. So trying to protect the other one as much as possible in terms of those specific energies. And if you're there, you're there. Cool. It's awesome. Now the reason for the different pages is I can disclose different information on the other ones for the same exact reason as I just shared with you. And I have a right to tell my story. I have a right to share it. Not only just because it's my story, mine to tell, but because I truly believe there are morsels of information, valuable information, that somebody on their path can use and utilize. And that's that. I come here in this video. The main message in this one is going to be kind of how it's the breakdown of these different energies in my life and how they show up in my tarot readings. Now, being able to do this and look at these signs and synchronicities and just ways that things line up with people in my life has really helped me. It's helped guide me. It's helped protect me. Now, I seem to have a hard time learning lessons, to be completely honest with you. I think a lot of us do. So, even though I've been on my journey for quite some time, it's taken me a really long time for these things, these aspects, these lessons to be fully absorbed in my psyche. And it's my hard-headedness has caused me a lot of pain in that. So if there's any way that I can share my message and maybe help deter people from experiencing that same kind of pain, hell yes, I'm going to do it. Now, there's no such thing as coincidence, right? And every decision we make, every path we take it because we're supposed to. I was not supposed to learn these lessons until now. I have had the pleasure, we'll say, in this experience and of this experience of repetition, rotation, like doing the same thing over and over again. And I don't know if it's just because I'm a Virgo, who is very, Virgos are very detail oriented, they're analytical, they're able to take little bits of information and store them and then pull them up for future references, things like that. Or if it's just because I am on my journey. And once you commit to the path, you're able to do that, right? Observe yourself, observe those around you in a sense, or in a way that's like, you're not you, you're, well, I guess you really are, though, in those moments. You're not in the energy of this personality that you deemed as you. You're almost stepping outside of that and allowing the real you to observe the situation. Observe yourself and how you're responding or reacting, or how those around you are, or hell, even the environment. So, one thing I wanted to speak on is you most likely, if you're watching this, you have either discovered tarot and are looking into it, maybe even bought yourself a deck or 2 or 10, or you're just now kind of stumbling upon it, or it's been something that you've thought about. And if that's the case, then it's for reason. Okay, that is the universe. To me, it's a direct line to spirit, to source. And even, sadly, but obviously it's been demonized because, you know, we'll just say the powers that be, or however you want to put that. And I don't think it's a specific group, but it could be. I don't know. It's just negative energies in this reality. They don't want you to be aware of this. It's a tool gifted to you by God. And for so long, if you speak of doing this or looking into tarot or anything even remotely close to it, you automatically get that response from most, not all, of, that's the devil. Okay. That's when you kind of throw your hands up and go, okay, not my conversation. This isn't for me right now. But those who give you that response are those who live in a world of restraint and constriction and control. They let outside sources tell them what is good and what is bad. And in this life, we are to figure that out for ourselves. And really, in the end, there's no good or bad. It's about making decisions based off of what you want and not beating yourself up over those decisions after they're made. So, most people, when I discuss what even watching tarot readings, I get like type of response. So I figured I would give you a list of the readers I watch and the number of subs they have. So one of the first ones I got into was Frankie Just Tarot. She has 170k subscribers. She was the first reader that spoke on these 2 different worlds, basically. And not once did she say 2 different worlds, but when she speaks on these storylines and you start to witness this character development, and like there's the Taurus, which is the 3D, and then there's the Hierophant, which is spirit realm. Okay, then you start to put it together that they're not the same place. Then we go to Dove and Serpent Tarot. Now, he's not one to go into storyline. His is very much more of a self-developmental focus, There's no real cross between the 2 different places. But he has 219,000 subscribers. Now, mind you, we live in a world full of 8 billion people. I realize those numbers are small. Having a platform and trying to do this whole thing, those aren't small numbers to me. Okay. Chiron Intuition, very, very insightful reader. He has 50,000 subscribers. Then we have Sun, Moon, and Stars Intuitive. She has 65.4k. Very, very, she speaks about primarily what is going on behind the scenes, is what she called it, behind the veil. And we have Down to Earth Tarot. She's very straightforward. Probably where I'll leave that description. 66.9k. Quantum Queen. Now she takes things in the approach of the quantum realm and quantum mechanics, and she's very interesting. To me, she's different compared to all of them. She's got 160k. Soulful Revolution. This woman used to be on NBC or ABC or one of those news channels, okay? She has a daily tarot reading every day. She also has the Twin Flame Journey type. She has curriculum, in a sense, training. She has her own tarot card training course you can take part in. She gives the feeling of she knows what she's doing, and she trusts this process. She trusts these cards. She trusts the insight and the downloads she gets from Source. She's 332K. Steve's Love Tarot, which is my guy. Okay, he has taught me more than any of these readers. Primary focus is just the energies around us, okay, and within us. 127K. I recommend him number 1. Okay. Linda Likes Tarot. Oh no, Steve's got 114. Linda Likes Tarot has 127. She's an amazing channel. She's absolutely beautiful. And the insight she gets during the readings, she has said things that no one else knows about my situation, my relationships, what's going on in the moment. It's hard not to trust it. Estrella 5D, very unique approach in how she reads. Repetitive, but she finds different things in that repetition. She's amazing. 48K. La Vita y Bella. I didn't write down how many she's got. She's amazing too. She always, you're supposed to meditate before you read. Her meditation, she shares with you what she receives, and they're very on the money. On the money. Now, I want to point out something real quick. You may see it, you may not. I want you to take notice of my surroundings. Yes, I have a little bit of incense right here. Burning, nothing crazy. But if you see a blur, if you see some lighting that looks a little different, maybe bluish, could look a little grayish, bluish, purplish, put the timestamp, like when it says it's, when you see it show up time-wise, down in the comments. I have filmed the energy around me for a long time, trying to catch it on camera from what I see in my reality. And I have been able to see energy for at least almost 3 years now. And I've been obsessed with trying to catch it, because I've been told when I speak on it, I have been received as somebody who is crazy. And that in itself has drove me crazy, because I'm not. And I've been able to capture it numerous times. I have a couple of videos on here. Being hunted by a spirit or whatnot, I can't remember the exact name. You see orbs. One video you see so many orbs coming in at an angle that is unexplainable. In a moment where I was scared. Scared. My phone's doing something really weird right now too. This is not a joke. The spirit realm, spirit world, it's not a joke. And we are in a time where the veil is becoming so thin that if you want to see it, if you want to wake up, you can. My sight was gifted to me because I asked for it. One night, I think me and my ex-husband, were fighting because he wasn't with me. It was the middle of the night. I took a labradorite gemstone crystal, and I put it on my third eye, and I laid down and I said, Source, Spirit, give me this gift. Let me see the unseen. all of a sudden weird things started to happen. I started to see spirits, energy, randomly, and then it started to build. They're around me all the time. I'm not the best at differentiating them quite yet. And I've battled myself in terms of, are they good? Are they bad? There's a mix of them. And you have them too. We all have our own crew. Those who want to lift us up and also those who want to tear us down. It can be scary. It's normal to me now to be able to see these things. So if you want to, you can. Now, we're going to do the birthday breakdown. I can't remember where I found it. Probably on Pinterest, okay? But there's like an equation, super simple, of how to, beyond just like the regular run-of-the-mill, I'm a Sagittarius, so my major arcana is Temperance, and my cards are Wands. Way to pinpoint your energy in a reading. Okay? Uniquely tailored to you. And that is, you take all of the numbers of your birthday, add them together independently. So like mine's, I'll just give an example. Let's say July, I gotta write it down so I can add it up. 07, 28, 90. July 28th, 1990. So you got 7 plus 2, 9 plus 8, 17 plus 9, 26. Now the major arcana are 0 to 21, okay? If you get a number beyond 21, you add the two together, that's your card. So 26 added together is 8. That is the strength card. What's really wonky about this is, now maybe my maths is bad. I can remember doing the addition of it all over and over and over again, especially in the beginning. But they change. And the only reasoning I have with that is they change because you change. You level up. You upgrade. When I first started, my card was the High Priestess. Not long ago, I checked it again on a whim, and it was Judgment. And these all resonate in different ways, because when the High Priestess was that, I felt like I was in that energy of following my intuition, knowing of different aspects of my life and energy and the people around me. And judgment in one set of cards is like, the energy can be read as karma. My ex at one point said to numerous people that I would be his karma. Not knowing any of this. It is very dominant in my chart to be this truth teller, to speak on these things, these injustices, these wrongdoings, in hopes to balance it. No ill intention. This isn't maliciousness, this is just what's right and what's wrong. And by speaking truth on these matters, it brings balance to it. Writing this down today, it's changed again. And now it comes up as the Empress. Shook me a little bit. Now, we have, sorry, my nose is acting crazy. Sorry, get my bug right there. I hope y'all like that. All right, my ex's cards started out as the high priest, but he's a Taurus, so it made perfect sense. At the same time, and that's just his card in general because he is a Taurus, and yeah, that's just what their card is. But to symbolize him, or however that word goes, for the longest time it's been the Chariot. And the way the tarot reads, it all falls in line with him and his energy. Now, the Chariot's a card of movement. It's a card of balance as well. It could be a card of like transportation, but the Emperor drives the Chariot. Okay. So, it's a strong, powerful energy. It's a card of Cancer. Cancer is the energy that the current soulmate cycle started in. And that's where Steve's Love Tarot comes into play. And my father was a Cancer as well. And my ex had very dominant father-like characteristics to me in our relationship in his life. He prided himself on that part of him. They come together, it comes together perfectly. Like, he was brought into my life for me to realize these father wounds within me, acting in a sort of fatherly-like way that would trigger me. And see, that's what relationships are meant to do. And you're supposed to go through those motions and heal them. And the partner's supposed to be mindful of those triggers, be considerate and compassionate, and not try to trigger you beyond the healing, consciously or not. We had a lot of problems with that because we weren't healing. Another primary player in my tarot life is my mother. You all will have the same thing too, because we all have not necessarily the exact same tale of our wounds. We all must heal these archetypes within us. It's like those are the big bosses for each level in the leveling up system. You're going to have a mother wound. You're going to have a father wound. Even if you had a pretty decent relationship with them, somewhere in the mix, they've hurt you. And a part of you is fragmented there. Part of you is stuck there. And until you go and rescue that inner child within you that felt some type of way, you're going to be considered or register, or your frequency will state the vibration of wounded. It's just the way it goes. My mother is a water sign. Now, primarily she's a Sagittarius, just like me, born 4 days after me. So the confusion would set in terms of like who's who in my readings. Well, that's why birth charts are very handy. Things show up in disguise, incognito, okay? Until you know these things, you're not going to see it. So I got my mom's chart, looked into it, and she is a Pisces moon, which is the energy of illusions and secrets and things done in the dark, smoke and mirrors. Her birthday adds up to the Wheel of Fortune, card number 10. Now my ex-husband, who he and I had a really rough domestic situation that I'm still healing from, and I try to heal from. Like, it's not easy to get over something that happens that is so violent. I'm not trying to point fingers or anything. I'm just speaking on what remains that needs and is that I'm working on, and kind of why it impacts you the way it does. Like, traumatic things stick with you no matter what. If you don't go back to the trauma and process it, if you just push it aside and say, no, I'm okay to get through the day because that's what we've been taught to do, it's still going to be with you, and it's going to fester inside of you. And even though you can show up in your daily life like you're okay, disease sets in because energy starts to, it gets blocked, it gets stuck in certain areas of our body. It can happen in the heart, then you get heart disease. It can happen, in different organs, and things start to shut down. Your body turns against you. He's a Gemini. His card is the Lovers, naturally. And with his birthday, he's the Emperor. So, I'm going to post some of these readings that I get in my community tab, where if you're interested, you follow the storyline a little bit and see how these different energies, these key players, how they show up in the reading. It's the best way I can put it. And if you're really interested, you can start to break down your natal chart and look into those that you have relationships with to see if you can link them up to your tarot readings and find out who's working with you and who's working against you. Because the craziest thing is, people will look you dead in your eye. And I believe they mean it for the most part, because this is all, what's happening in the spirit realm is pretty much unconscious to us, unless you start to wake up and put two and two together. If not, these people really believe that they love you and they're doing everything that they can to help you. But in spirit, they're casting evil eye, they're sending you black magic, and doing whatever they can energetically to bring things together for you to continuously hit tower moments while they siphon your energy from you. When they talk about work, when they talk about money, when they talk about finances, they're not talking about real money. They're talking about your energy. Are you building it or are you losing it? Are you freely giving it or are you protecting it? Your energy is the most valuable currency there is. And we give it away and have no idea. Or it's taken, stolen, siphoned. However you want to look at it. All the time. To people who don't deserve it. Once you know that, you have to take the steps to cut those energetic cords and take it back. You deserve all of you. You do. Call your energy back every morning. Call it back every night if you like, but at least once a day. And then you start to see people act funny. That is once you're able to observe your surroundings more and not be so caught up in the everyday dramas that try to suck you in. And all those are distractions. Once you take a step out of that, start to see that this has nothing to do with who you are and why you're here, then you start to really see what's going on. If you're here, you're special because you have woken up. I know I have people watching this that aren't that. I know I will. But if this message really resonates with you, if you get it, you're chosen. That's not to sound arrogant or egoic. That's the facts. And you're on your path to enlightenment. I commend you for it. brave and courageous act. Don't stop. Don't stop. You're going to face trials and tribulations and challenges that you may think at certain points that you can't get through. But you can. And it is worth it. That's what I got for this video. I hope it resonated. I hope to see you in the next one. Till then, stay prayed up. Remember, you are highly favored and divinely guided. No weapon formed against you shall prosper.